Can't believe summer's coming to an end, but you got to have that perfect party right at the end of the summer. So we have Senior Account Manager of Classic Party Rentals, Gus Galanis, here with us. Get us off on the right foot.
Thanks for having me today. It's such a great day to be here.
Question to you, what is your favorite event to do?
You know what, I really do like the life cycle events, meaning the birthdays, the weddings. There's always such a great backstory with regard to all of them, and people really put their heart and soul in those events.
Oh, those are beautiful.
And they mean so much to the family.
Absolutely. The first image that we're looking here is a great rustic wedding that we did a few months back.
Wait, do those go together, rustic and wedding?
Yes, we had one here in the backyard.
Absolutely.
This was beautiful.
I call that a garden wedding.
Well, the elements could be rustic, though. The chair, the setting, all of those things.
Okay.
And what's this one we're looking at?
This event that we're looking at here was a really wonderful birthday luncheon for a very fabulous lady who I cannot name.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. We had another one up here at the top, too. I think we did miss it. But, you know, you've been doing this for 30 years, right?
Absolutely.
Planning for 30
Long
years?
time in the LA
Oh, by the way, we're
market.
going to show it again just off the top if you want to make a comment.
Oh,
This
how
was
beautiful.
what?
This
What's
was British
that?
Polo. We just did this in June of this year. 400 guests, wonderful polo match over in the Will Rogers State Beach and Park.
When we are considering this, as I was saying, 30 years, you've got quite some experience. I'll say, what are the things that we do want to consider when planning a party?
Well, you always want to consider the setting first, the
Is
venue.
that the most important thing?
I think the setting and the venue, because it tells you what you need to transform, if you have to transform anything.
Yeah.
And when, for instance, the seating areas, how does that work?
With regard to actually how to seat people.
Yeah, I mean, how do you plan
The
a
politics
seating
of that.
arrangement? Yeah.
Well, I think that, you know, let's say if you're talking about a wedding, I think that you have to have a lot of input from both sides of the family, particularly the bride and the groom. There's a lot of politics, and certainly in today's age, we have lots of mixed families. So that's always something that you really want to walk delicately with and actually do your best to accommodate everybody there.
Well, let's go. Let's take a look at this. I mean, speaking of seating areas, we have a beautiful seating area
You know,
here.
one of the things that you want to do when
Wait,
guests...
this is part of a party?
Absolutely. This is part of the party. When guests actually come to your home...
And the butterfly was.
I know,
Did you
did
just
you
see
invite
that?
the butterfly?
We cued the butterfly at the right time, Beth.
When people come to your home, you know, and let's say you want to do an outside event, you know, one of the things that people, you know, look to is to have a place for people to actually sit. Sometimes you have arrivals that come in a little early. You want to have a gracious place for them. And, you know,
I thought you were one of those people not to come and to wait outside. You mean the early ones that show up when you still have your hair wet and your makeup on?
Fortunately, in the LA market, that doesn't happen so much. It's usually 45 minutes to an hour late.
Yes.
So this is actually part of your plan?
This is actually part of our Designer 8 line. We have many, many different looks, so you can actually go on site and go online, I should say.
Is the bar part of your plan too?
The bar is definitely part of...
Let's go over and take a look at that.
Yeah, so...
I love this idea.
So do you expect people like do-it-yourselfers to make this?
No, not at all. I think that, you know...
Ah, okay. I don't drink. Just put it out there, children.
Yeah,
Mommy's not going to have a DUI.
Do you...
That says Nancy's bar.
But you DIY, because that's a difference. You don't DUI, but you DIY.
Yes, I do.
DIY.
DIY.
Okay.
DIY, yeah.
Different
So
sound.
you rent this?
No, absolutely. You could rent this bar. There's probably about 20 different styles of bars that we have. You know, the thing is, if you don't want to rent something like this and you don't have the budget for this, you could certainly bring in a picnic table, a regular folding table, put a linen on it.
Nancy's juice bar.
It should, well, a bar is a bar. It could be a,
bar.
beauty bar.
So you can rent this, or
You can absolutely rent this, or you could do something with the table, throw a burlap runner on it, stylize it, you know, in keeping with the theme of your entire look.
I have a question. So I've had a couple of parties, just a few. When do I decide, you know what, I'm not going to buy, I'm going to rent? And when am I should rent that and not buy that?
Well, I think you have to assess what you have in your own home and really look at your budget and understand the importance of the event. So once you get all of those elements and you've sort of thought about it and you scouted everything out, then you can make a good decision about, you know, whether
For
it's
instance,
reasonable
if I were going to
rent.
have a juice bar, hypothetically, how much would renting this thing be?
This is probably roughly about $250 to rent.
For how long?
For the day.
Okay.
And I could make that, but then where am I going to put it? When, you know,
Well,
store
exactly.
It, you know,
Excellent. And that's a question that everybody has to deal with, you know, when you
Plus,
decide
with the
about renting or buying.
They bring it, they set it up, they leave, they take it with them, and you don't have to clean up.
Absolutely. That's the other great part about it.
This is beautiful.
All right, let's walk
I don't
over
know
here.
if this should be inside or outside. It's so gorgeous. I mean, the chairs say outside, but the table says inside. Am I reading it wrong?
No, absolutely. I mean, we have a couple of mixed elements here. You know, we've got a variety of different looks going on here. All of them, though, which really kind of contribute to an overall kind of rustic feel. But, and then for those in the audience who do a lot of their do-it-yourself items, what we've actually done here in our office, we produced our own menu cards and our own guest seating cards. And these are things that, you know, audience members, you could actually do.
Print it off.
Yeah.
Absolutely. On the computer, that's exactly what we did. You know, it's a great place for you to actually save some money. And if you notice, we have a very stellar guest list here with Pope Francis and Hillary and Kanye.
Did this come from the home, like inside your house? You put your table out in the backyard and then you rent the chairs?
Absolutely. You could do the same thing.
If we're going to leave the audience with one thing, they should always remember when planning a party.
You should absolutely check the weather.
Ah.
We can't do much about it, but we can still check it.
We're actually very blessed here.
Yeah, we are very blessed. Gus, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I think I'm going to just have a party here this week.
And next, if we leave this beautiful scene, this beautiful setting, Sandy Newton is coming up.
Hey, thanks, Nancy, so much. We're going to get fancy just for you, Nancy, so come on back for Hollywood Steals.